What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you the final team builder of PFCFL Season 1. Guys, we are in the championship battle. It is the last battle of the season, last battle of the playoffs, last battle before Season 2 kicks off. And I am beyond excited. For today's matchup, it's going to be a rematch. And it's going to be a rematch that I've actually been hoping for and looking forward to. Last week, we got our revenge on the man who beat us twice this season in Andy. And that was, needless to say, that was painful. That was tough. Tough for him, tough for me, losing to him all those times this season. It was just a tough day. But we pulled through it. It was a tough match, and we got lucky with a crit on his Umbreon with like 4 curses up. I was able to take it out, and from there we were able to secure the victory. This time, Casey's back, and if I have ever seen Casey in this good of a battling form, it's scaring me. Needless to say, it's actually frightening. He has been playing 1,000 times better in the past couple weeks than he has all season. He was able to topple both Damien and Frank once again. 2 people who, well, Damien beat him in the regular season, and Frank is not somebody to be trifled with. So he's not the same guy we 4-0'd in week 7. At all. So this matchup is going to be a lot tougher, and it is the championship, so he's going to be pulling out all the stops just like we are. So without further ado, let's get into this team builder by first looking at the other championship team being led by Casey, Pittsburgh Steelixes, and their roster is still one of the most frightening rosters I've ever seen. He has Mega Slowbro, Landorus Therian, and Jirachi in OU. He has Sableye, Gligar, Tentacruel, Ambipom, Amoonguss, Vivillon, Throw, and Vaporeon. A massively powerful lineup with bulk everywhere I look, and overall insane power that most likely will give us a very, very tough time in this matchup. Much tougher than last time. Last time, honestly, I would say the reason why we won was A, because he was sick, and B, because he didn't have anything for Haunter, which he has already assured me he's well prepared for Haunter this time. Even though we are breeding Haunter, I gotta be more careful with him this time than I was last time, for sure. But personally, prediction-wise of what he's gonna bring, I feel like the Ambipom and the Vivillon are almost guaranteed. Throw, I feel like is guaranteed to come. Jirachi for sure. Landorus most likely, and potentially Mega Slowbro or Sableye, one or the other. Because he's been bringing Mega Slowbro a lot more lately, so he might actually consider bringing it this time against me to try and make it work. So we're going to have to be really, really careful when it comes to that. But team we are bringing starts off with the tried and true powerhouse of the team, carrying it on his back from day 1, Thickums the Mega Venusaur. The last match we will have with Thickums the Mega Venusaur in this league. Thickums is going to be a rash nature this week, while running max special attack to hit as hard as we can. We're going to be running those last 20 EVs into attack to make sure those knockoffs and earthquakes do the damage, do some decent damage. And we're rocking as well 236 into HP, so we have a nice odd number, but we have that nice natural bulk there to eat up any hit he wants to go for on us. Knockoff and Earthquake are there specifically for obviously the Jirachi. The Earthquake is there as well for the Tentacruel to make sure we have something we can hit that with super effectively. The Knockoff is just going to be there just for support purposes. Get those items off his Mons, make sure that we have a nice clean slate to deal with. No extra added advantages for him. Giga Drain is there because Mega Slowbro does not enjoy Giga Drains in any universe, and in every universe we outspeed a Mega Slowbro. So I, for one, plan to Giga Drain the fuck out of it if he brings it. Also going to fire Giga Drains off at the Landorus and Gligar. It's not super effective, but it's neutral and it's going to hurt a lot. Giga Drain is also going to do massive damage to the Vaporeon, which is a massive, massive wall of a threat for my team. Not many things on my team handle Vaporeon all that well, but I believe we have enough proper checks to it this time. The Hidden Power Ice is there because he has 4 times weaknesses to it in Landorus T and Gligar, and I really want to take advantage of that. We did last time with Electros on his Landorus being able to easily take it out with an HP Ice, so hopefully we can do that kind of stuff again. The HP Ice is also going to hit the Pavilion and the Amoonguss really hard as well, which is a nice upside. The next mon we're bringing is Mew. Mew is here this week in a fully offensive role, rocking a naive nature with max speed and max special attack. We need to make sure that we outspeed everything we can on his team, and in this situation, his fastest mon is Ambipom, and barring being scarfed, we're never going to outspeed that thing. So I made sure I just went max speed, so if it comes down to it, it all depends on the speed investment on his Jirachi or his Tentacruel, on whether we'll outspeed them. So that's something we'll have to look for, but if he runs a Scarfer, it's going to outspeed us anyway. That's pretty much the notion we've gotten to. So, that's how that is. We're rocking Psyshock, Ice Beam, Dazzling Gleam, and Knockoff. The Psyshock is there specifically for the Tentacruel, the Throw, and the Amoonguss. Amoonguss, while it might eat it up a little better, it's something stab on Mew as well. That's going to cause decent damage to the Amoonguss if we get a chance. Throw isn't going to appreciate it all that much, even after a bulk up or two. It's not going to appreciate a stab Psyshock from a Mew. And Tentacruel sure as hell isn't going to like it either. Ice Beam obviously is again to take care of all of those ice weaknesses mentioned earlier, especially the 4 times weaknesses in Lando and Gligar. Easily wiping them out, no problem. Dazzling Gleam is there, so we have something to hit the Sableye super effectively with, because we don't have a fairy type on the team, so that's kind of an issue. So we kind of needed something that could hit it super effectively. Kind of glad that we're bringing Dazzling Gleam this week. It came through for us last week on the Flygon, so hopefully it will do the same thing this week as well. Lastly, we are running Knockoff because we like the utility that Knockoff provides us. Being able to get rid of items on his Mons is going to be essential throughout this matchup. For sure, it's going to be very, very essential. Also, to hit the Jirachi potentially on a switch-in, because a Jirachi would normally be a very good switch-in to a Mew because of the speed tie. So if he's potentially scarfed, he might try to switch it in on me. So being able to potentially get a knockoff on that would be insanely good, because then we would be free to go after it 100% as hard as we can and potentially beat it out and kill it off, which would be nice, which would be very, very nice. The next mon we are rocking this week is going to be Mojo Jojo, the Infernape, who is rocking a Naive Nature as well, running a obviously mixed attacking set again with max attack, 60 in special attack, and 196 speed. The 196 in speed is there specifically so that we can outspeed the base 100 mons like Tentacruel and Jirachi. We can't outspeed naturally the Ambipom in any form whatsoever. So that's kind of a thing. We can't. So I decided it wouldn't waste time putting max speed. I'll just bring the speed down to 196 so that we're guaranteed to outspeed everything else that is his next fastest mons. You know, no point in wasting EVs unnecessarily. We were packing moveset wise Overheat, which is there specifically for mons like Amoonguss and Jirachi that are typically can be more bulky, so having Overheat as a complete nuke button to just click and fire off and just do massive damage is a really, really nice thing to have. Mach Punch is there specifically for the Ambipom. I needed something that could handle the Ambipom, and if the Ambipom has taken prior damage with this EV spread that we're running, if the Ambipom has taken prior damage, because the max damage on this Mach Punch with the Life Orb is in fact 100% exactly, so it has a chance to OHKO, but if it's taken any form of prior damage, it will 100% KO, so that's a good thing to note. I'm rocking the Earthquake, because he does have a few mons weak to ground in Tentacruel and Jirachi, and we made sure to outspeed them specifically for this reason as well. So if they're down to about like 50% or so, we can go in and click Earthquake and wipe them out. No problem. Hidden Power Ice is there, again, to handle those 4x weaknesses with Jirachi and, or not Jirachi, with Landorus and Gligar. Really good to have that 4x coverage across the team, so that if he brings something in on it, it has a good chance of being able to handle it very effectively. The next mon on my team is really here because I did mention the last time we faced Casey that there was a joke made that knockoff Ice Shard Donphan pretty much took out the main walls on Casey's team. Well, here it is. We are running a max defense, max HP, Impish Natured Donphan this week. Zanzibar is here wearing the safety goggles because I need something that can switch into a potential sleep powder from his Vivillon, which is most likely going to go for. And I can easily switch in Donphan on a sleep powder, no problem. I won't go to sleep, and I'm free to just fire off Ice Shards. Even if he's Focus Sash, I'm guaranteed to 2-hit KO at 100% of the time. So that way Zanzibar can take it out. I have Sturdy, obviously, so even if he has like Giga Drain or something, I don't even know if it gets Giga Drain, or maybe Energy Ball or whatever, it won't be able to KO me 100%, and I can easily take it out. So that's 100% check to Vivillon. I don't want a potential Vivillon sweep. The knockoff is there as well to potentially wipe out the items on mons if he tries to switch out on things. Earthquake is there again to hit Jirachi and Tentacruel if necessary, and the Stealth Rocks are there. If I can try to get the rocks up, it would be kind of essential. It'd be really nice to get my rocks up in this matchup because the residual damage would be nice. It would guarantee that a Mach Punch would kill Ambipom. It would cut the Vivillon's health in half, so it would make it so I only need to use one Ice Shard instead of having two and get crazy amount of damage done to me. It would just make the match go by a little quicker, which is kind of the goal in my mind. That's going to be our Donphan. The next mon we are rocking this week is going to be our Assault Vest Electros, one of the MVPs, I'd say, for the team for the season. Rocking a more specially offensive set this week. 248 HP. So we get that nice odd number. 4 into attack, 4 into special defense, and max special attack. Obviously, we're not outspeeding anything. We're running a quiet nature. Even with a quiet nature, though, we do have a chance to most likely outspeed Mega Slowbro because he's not going to be running much speed investment. So we do have a good chance of outspeeding that, as well as potentially outspeeding the Amoonguss, as well as the throw if he doesn't run speed investment on that either. We have Volt Switch, Hidden Power, Ice, Knockoff, and Acid Spray. Very interesting move set. I figured it'd be this. If there's any time to start bringing out the kind of crazy tricks, it would be this match of any matches. Volt Switch, obviously, so we have that nice Switch initiative going. If we can really get a chance to fire one off, that's really nice. If Gligar and Landorus are out of the picture, you can just fire off Volt Switches safely and just move our way around. HP Ice is there again for the Gligar and the Landorus, also to hit the Amoonguss for super effective damage, and potentially the Pavilion if we have to. Knockoff is there again for the utility. I usually like running a lot of Mons with Knockoff. Make sure to get all those items off his Mons. It's really helpful in the long run of the battle. And Acid Spray, while not super effective on anything on his team, I figure that if Eelektross gets in a really bad situation where I know something's going to easily 2-hit KO it, and I don't need Eelektross for anything else on his team, I can fire off an Acid Spray, especially on a Mon, potentially like Throw. If it ends up just being Throw again, I can go into Eelektross, I can live at least one hit, and I can fire off an Acid Spray, get him to -2 special defense. So I'm pretty sure Acid Spray, lowers their special defense by 2. It doesn't do much damage, but it's there mainly for the special defense drop, and then from there I can bring in one of my other specially offensive Mons and easily KO whatever Mon is in question. So that's going to be very interesting to see if it actually works out. Really hoping I get a chance to implement this strategy because I've seen Acid Spray work. I've seen it be effective late game, so hopefully I can implement it the way it needs to be used. You know, we'll get to that in the match itself. The last Mon I'm bringing this week is the infamous Boo the Haunter. Boo the Haunter is the man with the plan, rocking a Timid Choice Scarf set. The Timid Scarf is there specifically because Scarf Landorus is a thing, and we can't outspeed it with Modest at all. So I made sure that to actually, hold on, let me check something real quick. Let me alter something really fast here. Hold on. Let me maybe drop that. Drop that. Yeah, we're gonna go with this. This actually works a little better because just in case, now that I thought about it, I actually just recently watched a team building video in the UCL that actually had this kind of situation set up. Basically, when it comes to the Choice Scarf, once the speed is boosted, if it rounds up, it would speed tie with Boo, and that would be a problem. So going 2 points above him, the 159 speed is 2 points above max speed Landorus. So if he maxes out, if he's like jolly max speed Scarfed, I can 100% guarantee that my Haunter will outspeed him and kill him with an Icy Wind, which is why it's there. The Shadow Ball is there for overall neutral coverage, as it will also hit the Mega Slowbro and the Jirachi really hard. Dazzling Gleam is there for the Sableye, and the Thunderbolt is there again as a secondary option for Mega Slowbro. Tentacruel, Vivillon, and Vaporeon. So, hopefully, guys, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can pull out the W in this, the most important match in the entire league so far. I'm so beyond happy to have made it this far. Even if we lose in the championship here, I just want to say, guys, I appreciate every ounce of support you guys have shown throughout the entire season getting here, and I just can't express how happy I am that and how proud I am of my own competitive ability and the mons that we've been using and everything in general of how good we've done and how we got here. I am beyond happy to say that this team right here, the Memphis Primeapes, I've grown attached to these guys. I've grown attached. So it's going to be sad to see them go off to other teams next season. I already looked at some of the next season rosters, and I do see some of them spread out nicely across the teams. It's gonna be tough to face them. It's gonna be really sad at times, but it's been a good season. It's been a fantastic season. Win or lose on Saturday, because I'm recording this on Friday. Win or lose on Saturday, I'm proud of this team. This team has done amazing work, and I'm happy. We're going to go out there. We're going to go out there tomorrow. We're thirsty for blood, and we're going to get ourselves that Season 1 title. You guys are hyped and ready to see the Memphis Primeapes come in there tomorrow and become champions. Please make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.
What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, ready to deliver you the championship battle between myself and Casey of the Pittsburgh Steelixes. And before you even know the outcome of this battle, because I'm doing it post-com, before you even know the outcome of this battle, just know this is easily one of the best battles I've had lately. One of the most impressive performances on both sides, very well played by both players, and honestly, whoever walked out of this can honestly be proud of how they performed, 100%. But as you can see, you already know my team. I'm bringing Zanzibar the Dawn Fan, Fleshlight the Electros, Mew, Boo the Haunter, Mojo Jojo the Infernape, and Thickums the Mega Venusaur. On Casey's side, he's bringing Tentacruel, Jirachi, Mega Slowbro, Vivillon, Landorus Therian, and Ambipom. So this match, it gets pretty intense, so please just hang on to your seats and get ready for the ride. We're going to go into it. I did play the Champions music because this just seemed fitting. Nice 31 turn battle, so it's pretty good. So he leads off with his Ambipom as I just straight up lead with my Dawn Fan. And his first turn, he's just going to go for Fake Out, which is fine. I will have you know, we had to recreate this like 10 times. He went for the Fake Out and then U-turn himself out, which is fine. It's just damage. It's just damage on my Dawn Fan. It's not that big of a deal. He's going to go out into his Slowbro here as I go ahead and set up my Stealth Rocks. Get the rocks up as I'm going to then swap out here, predicting a Scald from the Slowbro. So I come out with Venusaur here. Kind of risky, I know. He could have gone for Psyshock and it could have really hurt. But he does in fact go for the Scald as Venusaur is able to just eat that up. Completely eat it up. He's going to switch out his Slowbro because he knows one of the few things that can counter Slowbro is Mega Venusaur. As he does go out into Tentacruel as he takes the rocks damage there. I'm going to Mega Evolve here and I go for a Giga Drain. which he actually planned for this very nicely. Because last time I don't know if he brought Liquid Ooze or not last time. I didn't use a Giga Drain on him, but he did have Liquid Ooze this time, and it does hurt a little bit, so that's a problem. Now, this turn I decided to stay in and predict the Rapid Spin, which he does in fact go for it, get rid of the rocks. So he goes for the Rapid Spin, as I go straight up for the Earthquake, and Earthquake actually ends up taking out his Tentacool, which was really fantastic. So we were off to a fantastic start early on in the match. Turn 5, first Mon goes down on his side. And he goes out in the Pavilion. I was kind of scared, but at the same time I felt good. I could live at least one hit. Felt good. So I just clicked to HP Ice as he goes for a substitute, and I'm gonna go ahead and break that sub, as he's kind of just hoping that I'm either gonna go for like a Leech Seed, because we were on Skype during the course of the battle, so he was kind of he said he was kind of expecting me to go for a Leech Seed or something, so he kept subbing up as I just kept clicking HP Ice, and I'm just kind of like feeling safe about it. I'm feeling like he's not gonna really do anything to me. Oh fuck! Oh shit! Hold on. I'm out. Shit! I'm so sorry. I will skip right to that turn that we just were on. I will skip right directly to it. Alright, we were just on turn 7, right? We were just on turn 7, I believe. We were on turn 7. That is completely my bad. I apologize. The championship video, I'm fucking up. This is why I don't record things at 2 a.m. Alright, so yeah, he goes for the other substitute as I go for another HP Ice because I felt safe that he wasn't going to do anything to me. And it made me feel really confident about the whole thing, so I hit him with another HP Ice. Out, away goes the sub. He gets a little leftover recovery, and that's fine by me. As he's going to withdraw his Vivillon here, so it makes me know that he can't really do much to me. As he brings out his Ambipom and takes an HP Ice right to the face. Actually eats it up a lot better than I expected, but then again, it's not stab and stuff like that, so that's a factor. As I do, Zanzibar is my switch for Ambipom every single time. As he's just going to go for the fake out. Caught me on the nose real quick. As he's going to U-turn again, which again is not that big of a deal. As I am then able to set up my Stealth Rocks. I'm then able to set up my Stealth Rocks for free. So now he has no way of getting rid of the rocks. The rocks are there to stay. So that's 50% of Vivillon's health gone. That's chip damage and everything else. He's gonna Mega Evolve here. Mega Slowbro is gonna Mega Evolve. He's gonna. I derped a little bit here. I went for an Earthquake, which was kind of a dumb play in my opinion. As he starts setting up Calm Minds, and that was very scary to me. Very, very frightening. All right, so you're gonna see. I accidentally skipped it, but I'm just gonna keep my hands off buttons. I'm going to keep my hands off buttons. I'm going to hold the bottom of the screen, and that's going to be what I do. But, you will see here in a minute that he does in fact go for the he did go for the Calm Mind. So at this point, I swap out into my Assault Vest Electros, which I knew could take any one hit from this thing, as he does go for a second Calm Mind, and I was kind of getting scared. Now at this point, he wants to be at full HP. He doesn't trust. He feels like I'm going to go for an electric type move, so he goes for a Slack Off here. I go for the Acid Spray, bringing his special defense back to normal, which was a really, really good play on my part. Bringing Acid Spray was literally specifically for the Slowbro to make sure that its special defense didn't get too high and I could handle it a lot better. As he does go out into the Jirachi here, predicting another Acid Spray, which I did in fact go for. Which is totally fine, He actually tries to set up a sub here. He tries to set up a sub, as I do in fact just go straight up for a knockoff. I do go for the knockoff, hit the sub. Sub is going to break, because Jirachi's not taking a knockoff too well from an Electros. I would say Electros is my season MVP, to be honest. I would definitely say that at this point. As he's going to switch out to Ambipom here because it turns out that his Ambipom is in fact Focus Sash, which his Sash was already broken, so he didn't really care if that thing got knocked off. As it does live, I don't want to take a fake out and potential knockoff from this thing, so I do swap out into Donphan here and take the fake out, which is totally fine. Donphan takes fake outs for days, so I'm not too upset about it. I'm not too upset, as I do go for the Ice Shard, and Ice Shard is in fact able to take out the Ambipom. Now this was approximately where we DC'd last time, so we just kind of picked it back up here, as he does go for an Ice Punch here, and Donphan pulls in clutch and lives on 1 HP, getting off an Earthquake on the Jirachi, which was huge, as the Jirachi does go down to like really low health, like he's basically dead, but Zanzibar put in work. I go for an Ice Shard, just thinking I might be able to pick up the kill, but no such luck. I mean, I am fully physically defensive, I'm not, you know, meant for offense, so that's fine. Donphan did his job and goes down like the valiant soldier he is. Jirachi gets a little health back as I bring in Mew. Mew is my pride and joy in this match, as Mew goes for a knockoff here and is easily going to be able to pick off that Jirachi really quick. In comes the Slowbro, and I'm kind of like, ugh, fuck me. The one mod on his team that I don't have coverage moves for on my Mew, because I opted off of it for other reasons, but I swap out here, straight out into Fleshlight. I'm not going to waste any time, as he does go for a Calm Mind. So, basically, this Electros is doing the one thing that I made it to do, and that is counter Mega Slowbro, as I do go for the Acid Spray here, as it is going to lower his special defense back down, which is really nice. So he's down at -1 special defense. He's a +1 special attack though, so the Scald still does do a decent amount of damage and picks up the burn, which is really annoying here. And he is in fact going to withdraw the Slowbro, predicting the Volt Switch. He didn't want to take a -1 special defense Volt Switch. He did not want to take that, as he does go out into the Landorus, which is totally fine. Totally fine in my opinion. As at this point, I feel like Electros has done his job. I can let it go down. So Landorus does go for the Rock Slide and take out my Fleshlight. Now I wanted to test and make sure that see what this thing was, see if it was Scarf or not. So I bring in Mew. I know I'm faster naturally. He does outspeed me, so I find out easily right away that he's Scarf, which I'm totally fine with. As I go for the knockoff, get rid of the Scarf. And then I fire off an Ice Beam. He wasn't expecting the Ice Beam, so I fire it off, and down goes the Landorus. So Landorus was easily taken out by Mew. Mew's already picked up 2 kills in this match. And out comes the Slowbro, which completely stops Mew's momentum entirely. And at this point, I'm able to freely go out into my Haunter, as I believe he does, in fact, Calm Mind here. Yes, he does. And Haunter is ready for action. Haunter is ready to put in work. And is Haunter just going to go ahead and Shadow Ball here? And look at that damage. I'm not even modest. Look at that damage. It's not specs. Look at just damage. Just pure damage. As he's going to slack off, try to get enough health back to live another one, but the next Shadow Ball is going to take out the Mega Slowbro. And then his only remaining Mon is Vivillon, who comes in, takes 50% from rocks, and is not going to outspeed a Choice Scarf Haunter. So the Shadow Ball is going to come through and take out the Vivillon, giving us a 4-0 victory here in the playoffs against KC, here in the finals against KC, and you are looking at the Memphis Primeapes, your Season 1 champions. Honestly, there were some times I didn't think I would ever make it here. I was scared of facing Frank potentially in the finals. I didn't think our teams matched up well at all. His team absolutely trumped mine. yeah, it was just a poor matchup overall. I really was surprised to be able to get past Andy. That was a really tough test for me, but we were able to surpass all of it, and now we're here standing atop the pedestal as the Season 1 champions. Do I think we're going to be able to pull it off in Season 2 as the Hazelton Hooplas? Not necessarily, but you know, we'll do everything we can in our power to do so. But that's it for today, guys. If you guys are hyped that we are now PFCFL Season 1 champions, please make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.